On the 21st of March 2022, at 1:11 p.m., flight MU5735 took off from Kunming, China. It was a 2-hour-long normal passenger flight to Guangzhou, a city in southeast China. But about an hour after taking off at 2:20 p.m., this plane started losing altitude rapidly. It came crashing down. Normally, if there's any technical problem in a plane or any problem with the engine, aeroplanes are designed so that they glide while descending. They come down at the speed of a few thousand feet in a minute. But this aeroplane fell from a height of nearly 30,000 feet within 1 minute and 35 seconds. Normally, this is the speed at which skydivers descend out of a plane. But here, a large passenger jet started falling vertically, and in less than 2 minutes, it crashed into a hill. When the aeroplane was in a nosedive, this scene was captured on a camera from afar. It is clearly shown in the video footage that the plane was falling vertically. It was in a nosedive. How can this be possible? The passengers of the plane died. It is believed that this crash is one of the worst airplane disasters in China. The administration of China has confirmed that a China Eastern Airlines plane has crashed in the south of the country. It appears to be descending at about 10,000 feet per minute. So this is well beyond what you would see in the event of an emergency descent. And so something went rapidly wrong. We don't know what. One of the black boxes was found in the wreckage of that Boeing jet. There is no word yet on whether anyone has survived or not. This plane has shocked air crash investigators and experts all around the world. What can be the reason for this plane crashing this way? You can see the data from Flight Radar 24 on this chart. It shows the altitude of the plane during its flight. Initially, the plane took off normally. That's the slope you see at the beginning. Then, it maintained an altitude of 29,000 feet for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. And then, suddenly, at 2:20 p.m., the plane started crashing down rapidly. But there is something strange in the chart. At the altitude of about 8,000 feet, while falling, it regained some altitude before falling again. What can be the reason behind this short ascent? It is being said that any type of explanation can be possible. It's possible that the engine of the plane malfunctioned or the plane suffered from a technical problem. It's also possible that the pilot wanted to commit suicide, or that there was a terrorist attack on the plane, or the pilot fainted, or even a weather-related problem. Presently, the search and rescue teams are trying to locate the black box and crash records of the plane. They are also trying to locate the people who were on the plane. There could be survivors, but we have the weather report during the crash. According to the China Meteorological Administration, that day, at the place of the crash at 2 in the afternoon, the temperature was around 30 degrees Celsius. Moderate winds were blowing as normal. It was forecasted that it would rain in the evening. It had not rained before the crash, and the visibility was more than 10 miles. So, the weather conditions then were not unusual. The weather was absolutely normal. The problem is that it is raining heavily now at the location. These black boxes, today on the 23rd of March, because of the rain, they had to temporarily stop the search operation. Apart from this, the site of the crash is surrounded by hills and a thick forest. Reaching there and looking for evidence is not easy. Normally, the flight data recorder and voice data recorder are built to withstand a crash. But would they be intact in a crash like this? It's a big question. The latest update is that one of the 2 black boxes has been found. Though the box was damaged from the outside, the internal record seems to be intact. This black box has been sent to Beijing for further investigation. So hopefully, we will get more information about this crash. Aviation expert Neil Hansford says that the chance of the crash being an accident is very low. In his opinion, it is highly unlikely that it was an accident. He cited the example of Air France Flight 447. It had crashed in 2009. There was a technical problem with that plane, but when the plane crashed, it had descended slowly. But in this crash in China, the plane fell like a rock from the sky. If this crash was because of an accident, it would have been an unimaginable accident. Perhaps both wings of the plane fell off, or a missile struck the plane, or it collided with something in the air. Only then could the plane have fallen. So, if none of these events happened, then it's highly possible that it was done by the pilot or by someone on the plane who took control from the pilot. American Federal Aviation investigator Michael Daniel believes the same. He says that this crash was most likely due to foul play. Someone did this intentionally. He cited the example of two previous crashes, Egypt Air Flight 990 flying from New York to Cairo in 1999, which crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and Silk Air Flight 185 that crashed near Sumatra, Indonesia in 1997. These two are rare examples when aeroplanes took a nosedive like this, and in both cases, the plane was intentionally crashed by the pilot. Some people are blaming the model of the plane. The two recent plane crashes around the world, the 2018 plane crash in Indonesia, and the Ethiopian plane crash in 2019. The reason behind both plane crashes was a technical problem in the design of the plane. Both plane crashes involved a specific model of plane, Boeing 737 MAX. It was an upgraded model of the Boeing 737-800. The newer model of the Boeing company claimed that they increased the efficiency of the engine of the plane and to reduce the noise inside the plane. They shifted the engine of the plane a little to the front, at the front of the wing. But by changing the position of the plane engine, there were aerodynamic problems with the plane, especially when the flight conditions were unusual, like when the weather was not right. To solve this problem, Boeing had installed a special software called the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, or MCAS. But this special software did not work as expected. The two crashes in 2018 and 2019 were because of a faulty sensor. The MCAS got activated by mistake. Due to this incorrect activation, the nose of the plane dipped down. A pilot of Boeing criticized the company, saying that when the new model 737 MAX was launched, the company had claimed that pilots who had the certification of flying the 737-800 would only need to undergo a minor computer course to be trained to fly the 737 MAX. But the training given to the pilots for flying the 737 MAX was insufficient. Later, it was found that the Federal Aviation Administration in the US was not properly informed by Boeing about the new system, the MCAS. Due to these reasons, in January 2021, the Department of Justice of the USA found that Boeing had tried to defraud the government of the USA, and so they would need to pay a fine of up to $2.5 billion. But honestly, in the event we are discussing today, this is not one of the reasons, because the plane that crashed in China was of the 737-800 model, not the 737 MAX. The Boeing 737-800 model has been used for years. It is a reliable plane model. It is considered to be one of the safest passenger jets. After looking at all explanations, the most likely scenario here is that the pilot crashed this plane intentionally. And the biggest question is, why did the pilot do so? Several conspiracy theories have started emerging on Chinese social media. In one of the most popular conspiracy theories, America is actually being blamed. It's been said that in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, because China did not take a clear stand against Russia, America caused this to happen in China. Chinese social media users are coming up with these conspiracy theories. And if after watching this video, you are afraid of traveling by plane again because they keep crashing frequently, you need not be afraid, don't worry. Statistically speaking, aeroplanes are one of the safest modes of transportation, the most used model. But in the recent plane crashes record, you would notice one thing. It is either because of a technical fault in the software or it is a deliberate action of the pilot. Crashes because of bad weather or hijacking have little to no chance of happening. What do you think can be the reason here? Please write in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching my video. And please subscribe to my channel and like my video, I request you.